Hi, I'm Spencer Hay, Chief Science and Product Officer at Prism Bio. In this video, I will be showing how I used Prism's Knowledge Finder to produce a complete draft of a literature review in one day. Here's me starting from an empty library and creating my first collection. I'm calling this collection Source because it will contain the set of scientific papers that are going to be the center of my lit review. The high-level topic is transcriptomics and inflammatory bowel disease, and this set of papers came from a potential customer as representatives of their particular interest. So I upload the papers and start using the chat interface to abstract them. The basic approach I'm taking is one I've used in another video, which I will link in the description. It involves giving the chat a scientist persona and a structured series of prompts designed to generate high-quality summaries and then drill downs on particular aspects of the paper. I'm basically using 4 prompts with each of these scientific papers. The first provides the persona and asks for the central hypotheses, methods, findings, and conclusions. Then I ask for more details about the methods. Then I ask for details on the limitations that are discussed. Then I ask about the broader implications that the authors draw from their findings. If I'm ever dubious about something that the chatbot produces, it is always referencing the document and page, which makes it easy for me to double check. If I'm ever unhappy with something that the chat has output, I can always just restart the flow. Chat never gets tired. Now, once I've gone through this flow for all of the source papers, I take the outputs and drop them into a new document. This is now a new reference document that I can use with the chat to more precisely explore trends or common themes across the papers. The topic of personalized medicine in IBD is a theme that piques my interest. This kicks off a new flow of inquiry where I run different searches across the collection and use the chat to help me surface more of the details about predictive biomarkers, assay technologies, and personalized medicine. One thing to emphasize at this point is that I am completely new to IBD. I've done some work and published in precision medicine in the past, but at this point in the process, I'm really just trying to get the lay of the land and bring myself up to speed. Knowledge Finder is incredibly helpful in that regard. I'm just interacting with the contents of these documents to accelerate my learning. So next, I expand the resources in the library. I've done some additional database searching and mined the references in the source documents for other papers. The goal here is to help provide additional background or details on the methods, basically helping me contextualize the empirical results. As you see, I'm chatting here about the current understanding of pathogenesis for the disease, and then different methods of molecular profiling that are used in the space. So am I now an expert in personalized medicine for IBD? Of course not. However, after a couple hours of this flow, I feel like I found something interesting, and I'm ready to try and synthesize a story from this literature. I've published several lit reviews, and generally speaking, they all start the same way, hitting on the burden of disease, the current treatment landscape, the critical unmet need, that sort of thing. So that's what I'm chatting about here. My flow is to search and chat to surface the relevant information from the documents. Then I ask for a summary of the conversation, and then I copy that summary into my LaTeX editor, do some editing, and start to piece the review together. And here's the final result. I will link to a downloadable copy of this document so that you can inspect it for yourself. Like I said before, I've published several lit reviews. This is not yet a final draft. But as any scientific writer will tell you, the first draft is never the final draft. The document will absolutely require some refinement. But what is so powerful about Knowledge Finder is how quickly I got to this first draft. I started the day knowing nothing, and now I have at least the beginnings of an understanding of the landscape for personalized medicine and IBD. What is more, in this process, I've also built a research foundation with my Knowledge Finder library. As new empirical research comes up, I can easily add it to my library and continuously leverage everything I just showed about the search, the chat, and export to stay on top of new developments or further refine my literature review. This is just one way in which Prism's Knowledge Finder can help you digest literature and accelerate learning.